welcome to the Gutenberg walkthrough. With each new Gutenberg release, I will review the more visually impactful changelog items. My hope is to provide a much needed visual understanding of the new features in Gutenberg. Today I'm reviewing Gutenberg 8.9. Let's jump in. If you'll notice right away, I'm in the Gutenberg plugin experiment screen. Remembering there used to be a checkbox to turn on and allow me to use the experimental widget editor where I can add blocks and widgets to my widget areas. But that's been removed with 8.9, and it has been moved from the experimental phase to an enacted screen in WP admin. That means that with Gutenberg installed and active, the new block-based widget screen will take over the widget screen in your WP admin. So if we go there now, notice that it is a block-based screen, still showing you the widget areas that your theme provides, including inactive widgets. And what's nifty here is that I can also still drag and drop between widget areas. So I can move widgets and blocks from different widget areas to one to the other. But now my widgets are wrapped, my core widgets and any third-party widgets I have active will be wrapped in a legacy widget block, allowing them to be implemented as a block within the editor. That is now part of the widget screen. So this is a pretty new feature. This is to get more testing on this screen. That's why it's been moved to this position in the WP admin now. And a lot of UX design updates are coming for this screen very shortly. This includes things like when you want to add a block, if you have third-party widgets installed, you can go to the widgets category and see even your third-party widgets in this inserter and be able to click and have them drop right into your widget area. And this is getting a new look as well to help separate these widgets one from another and kind of make it a lot easier to still see the title of your widget within here. All great things coming very, very soon for this screen. Going into the post editor, Gutenberg 8.9, I have a few other things that I want to talk about today. One of which is adding the character count to the info panel. So if you come up to the info panel, now we have a character count here alongside words, heading, paragraphs, and blocks. That's a new addition with 8.9. The other one is the latest post block. So if we go latest post block, we see my latest posts added. Now I can add, if these blocks contained a feature image, turning that on, which these do not right now, I would be able to add a link to each of these featured images as well. So rather than just having to click on the title of the post, the end user can click on the image itself and go to that post as well, which is a new addition. Another item on the list is the list block, adding color controls. This is pretty cool. So now we can, similar to the paragraph block, the list block also provides a background color option along with text color option. So if I wanted to change my background on the list and my text color, and what's nice about this too is I still have the inline text color option here if I wanted to do something like that. Another feature or enhancement, this is an enhancement actually with 8.9, is adding a maximum height to long block previews. This shows up here in the insert. If you notice, when you hover over any of these blocks, you get a preview to the right side that appears. Well, in the case of really long, like if you had a really long reusable block or a super long pattern, right? Actually patterns, they're already previewed, but if you had a super long reusable block, and it ran off the screen, the preview would show off the screen. Now hovering over my reusable block, I could kind of see it doesn't, the preview at the bottom ends before the screen ends. So even though the preview is actually longer than the screen, the preview area cuts short. So it's a little more refined design-wise. Really hard to tell because the borders on this table that I created are very light. And let's see if that is possible to be changed. Here we go, stripes. Let's save. So now we'll see stripes, right? So let's go back to this reusable block. There's my pattern, all those beautiful stripes. And if you notice, they end prior to where the screen actually stops, which is really cool. The next and last item possibly here is improving the UI of the custom gradient picker. This is really cool. This UI has come a long way for gradients, which I'm really excited about. So if I add a cover block, because the cover block allows for an overlay, a gradient overlay, where I can change the color on this and pick some gradients. If you notice, this bar here is a lot wider. It's easy to add some really nice like stop points for the gradient now. Really easy to do that. I can change the direction of the gradient really easily, which reflects here on the angle. If I want to adjust to a radial, it's a drop down now instead of the two icons that were there before. It's just a much better interface to interact with. So really huge improvement with that UI. The last thing I don't have on my list here, but the last thing, one other thing I wanted to talk about is in this visual editor right now, right, we have these tools over here in my edit mode or select mode, and I can change between them and interact with blocks differently. Now in the code editor, that is disabled because when you're in the code editor, these don't interact as blocks anymore. It's all text. This is code. So that has been disabled, which is a good call on part of the Gutenberg team. So coming back to the visual editor, that is all I have for Gutenberg 8.9. And I hope that helps keep everyone informed. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.